It's Christina C. Jones, and I am back with another video. Today's video is one that was actually suggested to me. I'd asked on Instagram what people would like to see from me. And with everything going on in the world, I'm sure you can, I'm sure you can guess what I'm referring to. What I got a lot of, was responses from people asking what they can do to kind of maximize their time at home and how they can be the most productive at home. And I've been seeing a lot of posts from fellow creatives about that, about how to kind of be the most productive and how to utilize the time in the best way possible to get things done, etc., etc. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to want to be productive and to want to get things done, to want to engage in those things that you've been putting off. But my first reaction to that is not to. I just wonder if we're wanting to be productive so that we don't have to actively acknowledge what's going on around us. And that's the part that, that part for me, I don't feel like that's such a good idea. Now, in no way am I suggesting that you should be just inundating yourself in press releases and keeping up with the news. It's changing. It seems like every 30 minutes, every hour, there's something new, something, something more horrible. It seems like this thing has taken a turn for the worse. And I'm not suggesting that you should be immersed in that by any means. But we have to give ourselves space to recognize that this isn't normal. Like, we're not, us being at home and us being advised to stay there, it's not vacation. We're under quarantine, and that's not normal. It's scary, and it's not something for us to just kind of swallow and sweep under the rug and try to bury ourselves in a vast to-do list so that we don't have to acknowledge the fact that, again, this isn't normal. Now, if that's your best coping mechanism, then by all means do what works for you. But even with that said, like, we just have to realize that it's okay to feel helpless and confused and scared by what's going on with this thing. And it's just a lot to process. I mean, this week is supposed to be my kids' spring break. They could not go to school last week because of the suppression efforts. And yeah, this week was supposed to be their spring break, and they were looking forward to seeing their grandparents and seeing their cousins, and hopping in the Target for this and going to Michael's for that. And we were thinking about going to hike Petty Jean Mountain and all these different things that we were considering doing that we just can't now. Usually my family, we go on a trip pretty much every time the kids have some type of break. We've been to Denver for Thanksgiving before. We went to Hawaii for Thanksgiving last year. We've gone to Disney. We've gone to San Francisco. We've been all over the place, just chilling on cruises and whatever else. But this year we were going to forego that because we were finally going to do finally going to redo our kitchen. A project that we have been thinking about since we moved into this house, which was, I want to say it's been 8 years ago, that we signed the papers and stuff to purchase the house that we're in. And we have been talking about doing the kitchen forever. And so this year we were like, okay, instead of spending that money on a trip, let's go ahead and do our kitchen. And so we're really excited about that. And if things were quote unquote normal, I would be, me and the kids, we would probably be in Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere looking at paint samples and looking at tile samples. We've actually already ordered our granite countertops, but we don't know when we're going to be able to get them because everything is shut down. And that's, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel good. A couple of weeks from now, or not even a couple of weeks, next week. Next weekend we were supposed to be hosting the Girl Have You Met event. It's an event that I really look forward to every year. And just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Alexandra and I, we were talking about how we were trying to make the decision of whether or not we were going to try to go forward with the event. And we had decided that we did want to try to go forward with the event because we were being really optimistic and really hopeful that the testing and everything would be worked out by now. And, they're going to get this thing nipped in the bud, et cetera, et cetera. And it just seemed like from there, everything was just a cascading failure. And now the CDC is saying that more than 10 people shouldn't be congregating together, and so obviously we can't have that event. But we've already ordered and paid for the stuff, and so now I'm gonna have to spend time packing up swag bags to send to the people who paid to be at this event, but now we can't have it. And so it's a lot, and I completely understand. Don't get me, I'm not trying to make light of the fact that there are people who are really sick and fighting for their lives, and people dying, and we have healthcare workers and cashiers and delivery people and all kinds of people putting their lives on the line for to try to it's not even exaggerating when I say that these people are trying to save the world. I understand that stuff is so much more important than any of the stuff that I just listed, but it's okay for me to feel those things still, even though there are other, more drastic, more dangerous, more important, quote unquote, more important things going on. I'm not gonna brush my feelings aside, because who would that help? So the way that I see it, I feel like I may as well take this time while I'm doing my part by not being out and about, by staying home and tending to my family. I'm not going to try to swallow my feelings about this, swallow the fear and the confusion and all of that, and bury it under a list of things to do, because I'm not going to really be able to do those things well, because I'm not in the headspace to really deliver on any of those things, because I'm restless and I'm worried and I'm terrified for my neighbors and my friends and the lady in scrubs that I see at the grocery store all the time. And I'm wondering about, the people that I typically see in line at Starbucks. Like, are they okay? What are they doing? Like, are they somewhere safe? Do they have what they need? Like, it's no wonder the words won't flow. And I mean, it's not funny, but it's like, if you can, just rest. Like, just just rest. It's okay to not be productive right now, because again, this is not normal. I don't know. But rest if you can, physically, mentally. Read a book. That skincare kit that you bought last year or got for Christmas or whatever and never cracked open, do some research on that and try that out. Do your patch test on your skin. Go outside and stand in the sun. You're probably vitamin D deficient, so go get you some vitamin D of whatever variety works for you. I don't know, read a book, watch a movie. There's so many things. If you can safely do it, go outside and take a walk around your block. If you can safely engage in the social distancing that we're supposed to be doing, do that. Put a stupid farming app on your phone. Like, get Township. I got recommendations, girl. Get Township. Get Hotel Tycoon Empire. What else do I do? Get Design Home. But just rest. Like, it doesn't have to be about doing stuff. Like, I know it can be about doing stuff if that's what works for you, but don't feel like you have to just because you quote unquote have time on your hands right now, because That's not what this is. It's not vacation. It's quarantine. Again, like it's okay to not get anything done. And that's not, like I understand that not everybody is just at home because their job closed. Like some of you are working from home too, but when you can, like, just rest and take care of yourself. Don't try to fill, don't try to fill that time with tasks. Like, just take care of yourself. And I feel like that's so much more productive than trying to force yourself to create in the midst of a global pandemic. That, like, that's not like, would you ever even have imagined yourself saying that about, about what we're living through? Like, this is chaotic, and it's not something that we've seen in our lifetimes. So I don't know. I'm not gonna front, like, in a couple of days I'm probably not gonna be trying to make myself a list of things to do, etc., because that would be a lie. Because I'm not immune to the desire to want to make the most of the time and all of that, but like, we just need space to breathe. We really, really need space to breathe. And I'm just give yourself space to breathe. Writing is my job. I'm going to go back to it, and I'm going to have, my little tips and all of that. But in the meantime, like, it's a lot to process, and I encourage you to sit with it and feel it, and not try to bury it under a to-do list, like, because that's not going to make the feelings go away, and it's not going to help you. It's not going to help anybody else. Just rest and take care of yourself, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to take care of myself, try to take care of my family. I would encourage you to do the same, and yeah, that's it.